Thank you all. We'll all take our seats, please. Thank you all. I have the honour to introduce today's platform party. Starting from my left-hand side, we have Professor Graham Heaslip, Head of College and Head of the School of Engineering, Dr. Orla Flynn, President, and Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar. We extend a warm welcome to the President of the Student Union, who is also a member of the ATU governing body. We welcome all of the heads of school, heads of department, visiting academics, and our PhD supervisors and Master's Research supervisors. Iram, Olav Graham Heaslip, Canon Colashta Golov, Canon Crew Service Brunta Oscailt. I call upon Professor Graham Heaslip, Head of College Galway, to open the conferring ceremony.
Fáilte gach duine chuig an seomras brunta na seo. Tá an áras orm a bheith ag an ócéid speisialta seo I bhéarla an Oscail Technology on Atlantic. President Flynn, distinguished guests, graduates, alumni awardees, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the class of 2024, good evening and welcome to the 2025 Spring Conferring Ceremony. You came here fresh-faced, eager to learn, and now leave slightly sleep-deprived and somehow qualified to explain business theory, science innovations, or quantum mechanics, depending on your discipline. We are here to confer degrees upon a remarkable group of students, some of whom still don't know how they passed the statistics, and others who believe a group project was a social experiment in patience. Throughout your university journey, you faced many trials. The lecture you went to but remembered absolutely nothing from it. The assignment you started at 2 a.m. and finished at 4 with tears and caffeine as your co-authors. But today, none of that matters, because here you are, dressed like scholarly wizards, about to receive a degree that's worth celebrating. I'm well aware that you wish to celebrate your success here today, so I'll keep remarks short, as this evening is all about you. I'm going to take a few minutes just to talk about 4 things I wish I'd known starting out. Firstly, if you have an idea of what you want to make, what you were put here to do, then just go and do it. That's much harder than it sounds, and sometimes in the end, so much easier than you might imagine. Because normally there are things you have to do before you can get to the place you want to be. Sometimes the way you do what you hope to do will be clear-cut, and sometimes it'll almost be impossible to decide whether or not you are doing the correct thing. Because you'll have to balance your goals and hopes with feeding yourself, paying debts, finding work, and settling for what you can get. Something that worked for me was imagining that where I wanted to be, I knew that as long as I kept walking towards the mountain, I would be all right. And when I truly was not sure what to do, I would stop and think about whether it was taking me towards or away from the mountain. Secondly, when you start off, you have to deal with problems of failure. You need to be thick-skinned to learn that not every project will survive. The problems of failure are problems of discouragement, of hopelessness. You want everything to happen and you want it now, and things will go wrong. Every now and again I forget that rule, and whenever I do, the universe gives me a hard kick and reminds me. The things I did because I was excited and wanted to see them exist in reality have never let me down, and I've never regretted the time I spent on any of them. Thirdly, I hope you all make mistakes. If you're making mistakes, it means you're out there doing something. Life is sometimes hard. Things go wrong in life and in love and in business and in friendship and in health and in all the other ways that life can go wrong. We are in a transitional world right now, which is on the one hand intimidating and on the other immensely liberating. The rules, the assumptions are breaking down. The gatekeepers are leaving their gates. The old rules are crumbling and nobody knows what the new rules are. So make up your own rules. Go and make interesting mistakes. Leave the world more interesting for your being here. Fourthly, companies have strategies for marketing, for finance, for PR, advertising, but they don't have strategies for networking. Networking isn't taught, but it's very important. I'm going to tell you something that is not taught in universities. The concept was developed by Harvey Coleman, and it's called PI. So P stands for your performance, how well you do your job, and it only actually contributes about 10% to your career progress. So doing a super job is the minimum that's required of you. You get paid on your performance. You get promoted on what other people think of your potential. I stands for your image. Your image is 30% of your career progress. This is your reputation. And that leaves 60%. And E is for exposure. Who has seen you in action? Who has seen you deliver? Do you do your work visibly or invisibly? So Harvey Coleman maintains that every decision about you, your career, your compensation, your promotion, is going to be taken by a group of people sitting around a table, and you won't be there. And if nobody knows you, and if nobody knows how you've contributed to the success of your organization, guess what? They're going to move on to the next person. So remember your network. The people who understand that, and the people that they have made extraordinary strides in their work. That's not to say that being talented and good and hardworking matters. It does. But life is a game of inches, and it's all about the little marginal gains. So remember to expand your network. So some of you have overcome personal adversity. Some of you experienced difficult times, setbacks. So remember what Steve Jobs has said. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. Before I finish, I would like to thank a few people. To the faculty, thank you for the wonderful job you do. Your engagement and dedication is exemplary, and without your commitment to progress, we could not move ahead at the pace we need to. To the many support staff, thank you. These colleagues are the backbone of our daily lives, and without them, it would be impossible to get many tasks completed. To the families and friends sitting here, thank you for the support you provided to help get these graduates through their time in higher education. I have no doubt the role you play in their lives has been helpful and encouraging. And thank you to the many students who acted as class representatives and helped the Student Union and myself in our work. And finally, to the graduates, I wish you every success on the road ahead and would ask that you please keep in touch with us. We have alumni graduates today, and hopefully one of you will be here as well receiving those awards. We want you to keep in touch and share your news and stories, and hopefully you come back and meet future students and share your life experiences with them as you begin your careers. I'm going to finish on a quote from Nelson Mandela. It's not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. Thank you and good evening.
Anish, Iram an Dr. Orlany Line, Uachtarán Ollscoil Technoliacht an Atlantic, Gradam a Bhrona, na Fowlamóirí a Bhronan Ollscoil Technoliacht an Atlantic, Conna Cruithe Sin, agus Iram Dr. Liam O'Benéid, Las Uachtarán, Gnóthaí Acadúla, agus Cláraitheoir na Hiaraitheoir a Cur Láthair. Now I call upon Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University, to confer awards on the learners presented by the Atlantic Technological University for that purpose. And I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, to present the candidates.
De bhua an údarás atá díolsithe in Ollscoil Technoliacht an Atlantic, Brunam leis seo dochtaní na Fowlamóirí a bhaint amach an chaidán den na dochtaní sin, agus iarm go gcuirfear na Fowlamóirí sin í láthair chuam, chun go mroinnig mé a bar chéime orthu go fada miúil. By virtue of the authority vested in Atlantic Technological University, I hereby confer awards on the learners who have achieved the standard determined for these awards, and I ask that these learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
Uachtarán cur mé láthair chuait na hiaraitheoirí seo leanas a bhfuil a dorthaí scrútathe dleachta agus de bhachtaní ag leibhéal a 6, a 7, a 8, a 9 agus a 10 den chreach náisiúnta ciallaíochtaí a bheith ceadathe ag Comhairle Acadúil Ollscoil Technoliacht an Atlantic. President, I present to you the following candidates whose examination results have been adopted and awards at levels 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 of the National Framework of Qualifications have been adopted by the Atlantic Technological University Academic Council.
I call on Coach Noon, Head of Galway International Hotel School, to present the candidates from the Galway International Hotel School.
The Department of Culinary Arts and the Department of the Service Industries. The Higher Certificate in Arts in Culinary Arts. Kieran Cheney, in absentia. Christina Corpus, in absentia. Keith Gary, Shane Henry, in absentia. Irie Horuk, Jack Linnett, in absentia. Dominic Ratsney, the Bachelor of Arts in Culinary and Gastronomic Sciences, Sean Maher. I now ask the graduates of the Higher Certificate in Arts and Culinary Arts and the Bachelor of Arts in Culinary and Gastronomic Sciences to stand for your applause. I call now on Dr. Des O'Reilly, Head of Department for Mechanical and Industrial Engineering, to call on candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Engineering in Manufacturing Engineering Apprenticeship, Donica Birmingham, in absentia. Owen Campbell, Adrian Duddy, in absentia. Christian Konopinski, in absentia. Emmett Sweeney, Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering, Ian McGowan, in absentia. I ask the graduates to stand for a round of applause. I call on Mary Rogers, Head of Department of Building and Civil Engineering, to call on candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science and Architectural Technology, Christopher McCormack. Bachelor of Science in Architectural Technology, Dominika Raplaska. Roland Samaskas. Bachelor of Science in Construction Management, Eamon Flaherty. Bachelor of Science in Quantity Surveying and Construction Economics, Brian Fury. Postgraduate Diploma in Science in Built Environment Regulation, David Mangan. Lane Mooney. Gary O'Sullivan. Master of Science in Built Environment Regulation, Mark Flannery. James Kelleher. Owen O'Dowd. Can the graduates of the Department of Building and Civil Engineering please stand for a round of applause? I now call on Colm Kelleher from the Department of Business and Accounting to call candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Business, Julian Devaney, in absentia. Could I invite the audience to clap their hands for Julian in his absence? I now call on Michael Gill, Head of Department of Organisational Development, to call the candidate from his department.
So the Bachelor of Business in Rural Enterprise and Agribusiness, Cian Connolly. So I think we can give Cian a deserved round of applause. I call on Dr. Rachel Shaw from the Department of Enterprise and Technology to call on candidates from the department.
The Bachelor of Business in Finance, Thomas Sheedy, in absentia. The Bachelor of Business with Entrepreneurship, Yumna Mabasa, in absentia. The Bachelor of Science in Business Information Systems, Michelle Ezunu. I ask the graduate of the Bachelor of Science in Business Information Systems to stand for a round of applause. The Higher Diploma in Business Analytics, Emer Burgess, in absentia. Michael Keary, in absentia. Michael Clunan. David Connolly. Jason Connolly. Margarita Costa. Christian Dadala, in absentia. Donal Hurley, in absentia. Tatiana Liskovetska. Anna Malasheva. Anna Namova, in absentia. Bruno Nicolino de Oliveira. Sean Brooks O'Day. Angelina Petrovska, in absentia. Yolanta Picos. Stephen Rowstone. Daria Yegarina, in absentia. I ask the graduates of the Higher Diploma in Business Analytics to stand for a round of applause. I call on Sharon Boyle to continue calling candidates from this department.
The Master of Science in Digital Media and Marketing, Grania Hart. Rebecca Horgan. Nathan Keeley. I ask the graduates of the Master of Science in Digital Media and Marketing to please stand for a round of applause. I call on Celine Curtin, Head of Department of Creative Arts and Media, to call candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Arts in Design, Megan Mulcahy. And I'd ask you to give Megan a round of applause, please. I call on Dr. Dermot O'Donovan, Head of Department of Creative Education, present the candidates from the department.
The Bachelor of Science Honours in Education, Design, Graphics and Construction, Kevin Prendergast. If we could give Kevin a very welcome round of applause. The Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Teaching and Learning, Eleanor Rainsford. And if we could also give Eleanor a very well-deserved round of applause. I call on Dr. Eugene McCarthy, Head of Department of Analytical, Biopharmaceutical and Medical Sciences, to present the candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Science in Chemical and Pharmaceutical Science, Mojalifa Clow. Postgraduate Diploma in Science and Advanced Biopharmaceutical Science, Akil Joseph, in absentia. Postgraduate Diploma in Science and Entrepreneurship and Biopharmaceutical Manufacturing, Ionica Guinea, in absentia. Javier Lopez Asian, in absentia. Kathleen Walsh. I ask the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Chemical and Pharmaceutical Science, Postgraduate Diploma in Science and Advanced Biopharmaceutical Science, and Postgraduate Diploma in Science and Entrepreneurship and Biopharmaceutical Manufacturing to please stand for a round of applause. Masters of Science in Biopharmaceutical Manufacturing, Jishu Chandran. Shania Fernandez. Aswati Jayan. Clary Maria. Shauna McCahill. Susanna Ogumolo. Charles Ugbebi Ojo On Oga. Nazia Sultana. Alvin Thomas. Judicia Thomas. Nyana Thomas Early. Minu Tojan. Sinead Walsh, in absentia. Savio Wilson. I ask the graduates of the Master of Science in Biopharmaceutical Manufacturing to please stand for a round of applause. Masters of Science in International Medical Technologies, Innovation and Development, Danielle Aji. Diana Avramoyati, in absentia. Nathan Cantwell. Fishi Baldev Chiba. Gavin Duffy, in absentia.
Anya Flanagan. Shane Franklin. Daniel Keelty. Pranav C. Korasika. Hemalada Multiridi. Nakul Rahindra Nidu. Shahaya Ne Mavar. Anugraha Valia Parukal. Nimisha Ravindran. And Jodi Mori Vishnu Molakala. I ask the graduates of the Master of Science in International Medical Technologies, Innovation and Development to please stand for a round of applause. I call on Dr. Karen Keane from the Department of Sports, Exercise and Nutrition to call on the candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Science in Public Health Nutrition, Axiel Diot. Masters of Science in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition, Joel Azam. Aidan Devitt. Rachel Hayes. Roisin Hession. Sharika Khalid. Aoife O'Sullivan. Scott Rochford. Keith Young. Master of Science in Sport and Clinical Biomechanics, Lisa Bolger, in absentia. I ask the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Public Health Nutrition, Master of Science in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition to stand for a round of applause. I call on Dr. Heidi Akampura from the Department of Natural Resources and Environment to call on candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science in Agriculture, Alan McDonough, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Environmental Science, Aidan Keegan, in absentia. Master of Science in Applied Marine Conservation, Chanel Navina Gilks. Can I ask Chanel to receive her applause? I call on Gareth Rowe, Head of Department of Computer Science and Applied Physics, to call on candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Science in Computing and Digital Media, Jason Kilkelly, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Computing in Software Development, Conor O'Driscoll. Bachelor of Science in Physics and Instrumentation, Pierce Caulfield, in absentia. Kieran Friel, in absentia. Killian Waters. And could I ask the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Computing and Digital Media, the Bachelor of Science in Computing in Software Development, and the Bachelor of Science in Physics and Instrumentation to stand for a well-earned round of applause. I'll call on Andrew Beattie to continue calling people from this department, or candidates from this department.
High Diploma in Science and Computing in Data Analytics. Michael Allen. Norbert Antel. Phelim Barry in absentia. Laura Brogan. Nomastini Bujam in absentia. David Burke. Michael Casey. Issam Karadine in absentia. Andrea Gigoni in absentia. Sadie Concannon in absentia. Ola Corey. Congratulations, Ola. Martin Cusack. Kevin Donovan in absentia. Damien Farrell in absentia. Rebecca Feely in absentia. Joanne Feeney in absentia. Patrick Foley in absentia. Declan Fox in absentia. Sean Humphreys in absentia. Ben Janning in absentia. Tanjin Junik in absentia. Shane Keenan in absentia. Emma Kelly Dunleavy in absentia. Julia Kakonvin, she's not here, in absentia. Rachel King in absentia. Olga Kungova in absentia. Jamie Lara Carolini in absentia. Donal McDonough in absentia. James McInerney in absentia. Keith McNamara in absentia. Ben McHaney in absentia. Kieran Moran in absentia. Kevin O'Leary. Phew. Leis Colalata Perana in absentia. Liliana Perena in absentia. Frank Quinn in absentia. Denise Redmond in absentia. Julia Winzinska in absentia. Stuart Saint. Serhi Spitzini, sorry. Andrea Staninik. Declan Tanyan. Francesco Trojan in absentia. Dora Stefani Vandula Moshavati in absentia. Can I ask all the graduates of the High Diploma in Science and Data Analytics to please stand up for coming here and completing the course. Well done, guys. I now call on Dr. John Healy to call the rest of the students.
Higher Diploma in Science in Software Development, William Blunden, in absentia. Yelizaveta Bawachova. Daniel Boyce, in absentia. Dylan Boyle. Joseph Emmett Brickley, in absentia. Dragana Bublik, in absentia. Chue Jen, in absentia. Konstantin Adrian Chiriak, in absentia. Alexander Cherikov, in absentia. Aaron Costello, in absentia. Connor Deegan, in absentia. Connor Dowdall, in absentia. Sandra Duffy, in absentia. Sergiu Gernescu. Owen Fallon, in absentia. Borna Forzek. Sharon Garapati. Orla Garvey, in absentia. Priyankal Gopal, in absentia. Matthew Hart. Christina Hajad, in absentia. Aladeen Jamila. Mihas Konopelko, in absentia. Anastasia Koops Severoska. James MacDonald, in absentia. Shane Killiguddy, in absentia. Tatiana Minknova, in absentia. Chloe Mills, in absentia. Junior Venciso Morales. Christina Mulroy. Paula Boyle, in absentia. John O'Regan, in absentia. Ronan O'Dea, in absentia. Adam Pawlowski. Douglas Rodriguez, in absentia. Maxim Solomon. Andrei Shkortkov, in absentia. Sandra Sobel. Stefan Tadic. Vanessa Talentino. Rose Walker, in absentia. Tajus Jadachowski, in absentia. I ask the graduates of the Higher Diploma in Software Development to stand for a round of applause. I call on Dr. Christina Larkin, Head of the Department of Nursing, Health Sciences and Integrated Care in ATU Mayo, to call the candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Science Honours in Nursing, Queen Jamila Masusi. Bachelor of Science Honours in General Nursing, Kathy Joyce. Bachelor of Science Honours in Psychiatric Nursing, Joy Daly, in absentia, and Tierna O'Shea, in absentia. So I call upon the graduates for the Bachelor of Science Honours in Nursing and the Bachelor of Science Honours in General Nursing to receive a round of applause.
I call on Dr. Dermot O'Donovan, Head of Department of Creative Education, to present the candidate for the award of Research Degree.
I have the honour to present Emma MacDonald for admission to the degree of Master of Education by Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon her. I ask the candidate supervisors, Dr. Karina Ginty, Dr. Mary McGrath and Dr. Kevin Cunningham, to come forward with their student.
The title of Emma MacDonald's thesis, An Exploration of Student and Staff Experiences of Assessment, Feedback and Academic Integrity across 3 programmes in a technological university. I will now share a short abstract on Emma's thesis. Assessment, feedback and academic integrity are key components of higher education. Each is crucial in shaping educational outcomes and enhancing the quality of the learning process. These 3 components are complex and interconnected, each contributing significantly to the educational experiences of students and staff. Therefore, higher education institutions need to prioritise these components and ensure they are effectively implemented to promote a well-rounded teaching and learning environment. The findings from this study indicate that there is a need for a more holistic approach to assessment, scheduling, timing and feedback. Furthermore, there seems to be a lack of a shared understanding among students and staff in relation to the meaning of academic integrity. This research study provides informed recommendations to address these challenges. Congratulations, Emma MacDonald.
I call on Dr. Eugene McCarthy, Head of Department of Analytical, Biopharmaceutical and Medical Sciences, to present the candidate for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I have the honour to present Leisha McGrath for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon her. I ask the supervisors, Dr. Joan O'Keefe and Dr. Orla Slattery, to come forward with their student.
I would like to present a short summary of Leisha's work. The title of Leisha's thesis was The Genetic Expression and Characterization of Recombinantly Produced Antimicrobial Peptides from Atlantic Salmon. Leisha was supervised by myself, Dr. Orla Slattery, and my colleague, Dr. Joan O'Keefe. Her project was funded by ATU and the former Connacht Ulster Alliance, and she performed her work here at the Marine Freshwater Research Centre at ATU. The aim of Leisha's research was twofold. Firstly, to explore the expression of antimicrobial peptide genes in Atlantic salmon in the early stages of a parasitic infection known as amoebic gill disease. Secondly, to recombinantly produce novel antimicrobial peptides of salmon origin and characterize their biochemical and antibacterial properties. Regarding the first aspect of Leisha's thesis, the gene expression highlighted the importance of these antimicrobial peptides, as their production was increased in those fish that were challenged with amoebic gill disease. The results of this particular aspect of her research were published in the Journal of Developmental and Comparative Immunology. Following this, Leisha overcame many technical challenges to develop a novel and successful method for production of these salmon antimicrobial peptides in bacterial host cells. This allowed her to study their function further. The peptide shows marked antimicrobial activity against gram-positive bacteria. Leisha has a number of publications related to this research in preparation. In addition, Leisha presented her research at a number of national and international conferences, winning the Best Poster Award at a conference in Liverpool. Leisha also contributed her expertise to the use of microfluidics technology during an international webinar on that subject. The findings of Leisha's research have had a significant impact in the field of antimicrobial peptide production and in the greater area of antibiotic alternative research. And finally, Leisha, on behalf of Joan and myself, we'd like to say we're very proud of you, and it has been a pleasure.
I have the honour to present Alessio Volpato for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon him. I ask the supervisors Dr. James Moran and Dr. Cahill Buckley to come forward with their student.
Alessio's thesis is entitled Optimisation of Upland and Lowland Resources within Farming Systems to Deliver a Range of Ecosystem Services Across Multifunctional Agricultural Landscapes. Alessio's thesis focuses on the quantity and quality of selected ecosystem services such as pollination, carbon storage and food production provided by low-intensity, high-nature value farming systems. The study was carried out in the Burren region of the west of Ireland, a world-renowned landscape which has evolved alongside farming for millennia. An integrated approach to the mapping and assessment of ecosystem services was developed, which aims to minimise agricultural trade-offs and improve the multidimensional sustainability of high-nature value agricultural landscapes. The conclusions highlight that effective policies must take into account the multidimensional nature of agriculture, in which the environmental and socio-economic outcomes for agricultural landscapes are considered together. It is important to develop multifunctional models of agricultural production where farmers are better financially supported, not only for producing food, but also for providing biodiversity and a wide range of associated ecosystem services. Congrats to Dr. Alessio Volpato on behalf of myself and Carl.
On behalf of us all here at ATU today and at our ceremonies that took place in ATU Donegal campus and ATU Sligo campus, as well as a huge congratulations to those who have been conferred in absentia, who are watching us online along with their families and friends, could I ask you all to move your tassels to the opposite side to now declare yourself as a graduate. Congratulations all. We will now move to the alumni element of our event today, and I'd like to introduce Lauren Reynolds, who is the ATU Alumni Officer. Lauren will now take us through the alumni presentation. Thank you.
It is a pleasure to have you all here at the very first ATU Alumni Awards. On behalf of the University, I extend my warmest welcome to our returning alumni who, through these awards, we have the utmost privilege of recognising and celebrating. The ATU Alumni Network is more than a list of names or graduation years. It is a living, evolving community of change makers, innovators, and leaders who carry with them the spirit and values of ATU. Being part of this network means staying connected to opportunity, to growth, and most importantly, to one another and to the university. Today we are celebrating those who exemplify the very best of what it means to be an ATU alumnus. The ATU Alumni Awards recognise individuals who have made outstanding and commendable contributions in their chosen fields since their time at ATU. These recipients have not only achieved excellence, but have done so with integrity, passion, and a deep sense of purpose. As we present these awards, we are also proud to introduce the ATU Alumni Award sculpture. This sculpture is a symbol of unity. The connected elements reflect the strength of our alumni community together. A touch of gold leafing on one of the loops represents the individual being recognised, a symbol of personal impact within a greater whole. In presenting this award, we acknowledge the success of an individual and celebrate a legacy that will continue to inspire our students, staff, and wider community for years to come. Our first Alumni Award recipient receiving an Alumni Award in Science and Health is Breach Conroy Walsh. Breach is the founder and managing director of BWC MedTech Consulting. In this role, she provides invaluable guidance to organisations seeking to transform their operations, enhance quality systems, and deliver better outcomes for patients and providers alike. With over 3 decades of global experience, Breach is recognised as a leading expert on a wide range of domains in the medtech industry. Prior to establishing BWC MedTech Consulting, Breach served as Vice President of Global Quality Engineering and Services at Medtronic, the world's largest medical device company. In this role, she led multidisciplinary teams across Europe, the United States, and Asia, and she played a pivotal role in shaping global quality strategies and systems that continue to influence in the industry today. Breach brings strategic clarity, vision, and people-centric leadership to every endeavour, and her impact is felt far beyond the boardroom. She currently advises several life sciences organisations and contributes her expertise to the Strategic Development Subcommittee at ATU. Her involvement with key industry bodies like the Medical Device Innovation Consortium, Advanced Medical Technology Association, and the FDA's Case for Quality initiative further highlights her influence and commitment to the future of medtech. We'll now watch a short video of Breach.
My name is Breach Conroy Walsh. I'm the founder and managing director of BWC MedTech Consulting. In 1990, I received a diploma in industrial instrumentation and applied physics. I know it's a cliche, but many people do say, you know, your college years are the best years of your life, and I can certainly say that my 3 years here in the RTC were fantastic. The course itself was very hands-on and practical. From there, I joined a medical device company here locally in Galway, and that gave me great insight into, how medical device manufacturing works on a day-to-day basis. I continued to progress throughout my career up to the level of Global Vice President of Operations Innovation Quality. For the last 15 years, I've worked globally. I would do extended trips where I would spend 6 to 8 weeks in the US, going from one facility to the other, and get to spend more time with the individuals in the facilities. I often felt like Mary Poppins, where I'd drop in and, fly off out again. So it was really a great experience to actually get to stay and really build relationships with individuals. One of the greatest and most proudest moments I've always felt, particularly working for a medical device company like Medtronic, has been when we meet with patients, to see how the medical devices and the therapies that I've been involved in through ensuring that they are the highest quality has really helped the patient. After 35 years in industry, I felt it was time to start my own business and share some of my experiences and help businesses in their journey towards operational excellence. It's a great honour to receive this award. It certainly, for me, validates my years of work and my impact across the globe in respect to medical device manufacturing and technology. Piece of advice I'd give you is getting your diploma or your degree is just the starting point of your career, and it doesn't stop. Once you leave the college, you need to continue learning, whether it is practical learning or whether it is academic learning or theory learning. And the women in the audience, don't be afraid to take a risk and don't be afraid to lean in. Too often we see women who are married and have children kind of stepping back and saying, I can't do this, it's just going to be too challenging. You can. If there's a will, there's a way.
I would like to invite Breach Conroy Walsh on stage to receive her ATU Alumni Award in Science and Health. Congratulations, Breach. Our next Alumni Award recipient receiving an Alumni Award in Science and Health is Lisa Lynch. Lisa is a Senior Manager of Research and Development at Boston Scientific, where she leads a team of specialists at the forefront of medical innovation, advancing science for life. Beyond the laboratory, Lisa is a key contributor to peer-reviewed publications and global conferences, advancing scientific knowledge and fostering education across the medtech industry. Lisa has received numerous accolades, including the Boston Scientific Global Excellence Award, the Patient First Award, and multiple recognitions for leadership and innovation. Her work has played a significant role in clinical research and regulatory advancement of medical devices, directly impacting lives across the globe. Lisa also has a profound commitment to social inclusion and community support. She is a co-founder of the Migrant Collective Galway, a volunteer-led initiative which provides essential supplies to people seeking international protection. Her efforts have been honoured with multiple awards, including the Galway Mayor's Award for Community Services and Social Inclusion and the PMI Ireland Award for Social Good. Lisa is a powerful advocate for diversity, equity and inclusion. She has moderated Boston Scientific's International Women's Day events, represented Ireland on international STEM panels and contributed to nationwide discussions on women in leadership and research. Her volunteerism, her mentorship, her professional leadership all speak to her dedication to service, innovation and impact. We'll now watch a short video of Lisa.
My name is Lisa Lynch. I am a Senior R&D Manager here at Boston Scientific. We are a medical device company. We have 3 plants in Ireland with 7,500 employees. We make lots of different types of medical devices, for example, a coronary stent, a pacemaker or heart valves. I studied a degree in fine chemicals and pharmaceuticals, and then I went on to do a master's in chemical engineering. It really helped shape my career because I have previous experience in pharma and in medical device companies. My role is a combination of 2 things. I manage the structural heart labs here. We have 6 labs with a staff of about 20 people where we test the medical devices that we design. So it's mostly heart valves. And then the other half of my role is to work with physicians to do physician-led research. One of the biggest career highlights for me has been living in California for over a year. The company brought a few team members out there to design and develop the product and test it. During that time, I supported the first in-man trials of those devices, and those cases were in Australia. So that it's always the biggest highlight because of the experience being an engineer with a toolkit and then going into the cath lab with the physicians and giving them tips and tricks on how best to use the device to get the best patient outcome. One of the things I do outside of work is to support migrants in our local community. In 2019, I set up with my twin sister the Migrant Collective Galway. On a monthly basis, support migrants with items for children and babies. So the items that you are no longer using for your children or for your home, it could be furniture or bikes or a buggy, we find a home for that. I would really encourage anybody that wants to get involved in the community to reach out to all of your support groups. There are so many ways that you can help your local community. You just got to make the effort. I'm thrilled to receive this award. It's really amazing recognition. I always have a soft spot for ATU. Having studied here for 6 years, it's great to be back on the campus, and it's lovely to get the recognition. Advice I would give to current learners or anybody graduating is to really think about networking. I always have to build my network every single year after so many years working here. It will enable you to progress further in your career. All of those connections, make the extra effort, stick your neck out to meet those people. It can be vulnerable, it can be awkward, but it will always benefit you in the long run.
I would like to invite Lisa on stage to receive her ATU Alumni Award in Science and Health. Congratulations, Lisa. Our next Alumni Award recipient receiving an Alumni Award in Business is Enda McGuan. Enda is the head of asset management at the Land Development Agency, where he oversees the cost rental portfolio and the strategic management of the agency's portfolio of land sites and estates. Enda began his journey in the Irish Defence Forces, where he served 14 years as an army officer, including overseas missions with the United Nations in East Timor and Lebanon. And as a young army lieutenant, he was awarded the UN Peacekeepers Medal for his service in Lebanon. Since then, Enda has become a highly experienced senior manager with over 30 years of expertise across the public and private sectors. Enda is the immediate past president of the Society of Chartered Surveyors, Ireland, and still remains on the board. Throughout his career, Enda has contributed his expertise across a range of committees, from the Galway Chamber of Commerce to local and national housing and infrastructure committees. Beyond his professional capacity, Enda is also a mentor, a coach, and a volunteer, often working quietly behind the scenes to help others thrive, whether it's supporting underage GAA teams, mentoring young professionals, or serving as an external examiner to support future graduates. Enda embodies the spirit of giving back. Enda's passion for sport has always been closely tied to his career. A former Clare inter-county footballer, he won the Trench Cup with Galway RTC, and to this day there is a photo of that winning team hanging on the halls of ATU, a sign of Enda's lasting connection to the university. We'll now watch a short video of Enda.
My name is Enda McGuan. I am the Director of Asset Management for the Land Development Agency. I left school in 1991 and I joined the cadets. I did 2 years officer training in the Curragh and then worked for years. So it wasn't until 1994 that I started first year. The emphasis was always on the working environment, and therefore what we did in college was going to lead us into roles into the future, and that vocational aspect of that experience was hugely valuable to myself. Upon graduation in 1998, I did a number of stints overseas, both Lebanon and East Timor. In 2005 I left the army, and from there I moved through a number of roles for a number of years, and then the last 3 years Director of Asset Management with the Land Development Agency. One of the biggest challenges we face as a society and as a state is the provision of affordable housing. With the Land Development Agency, our remit is very much about trying to address that affordability and choice crisis which exists, particularly in the 5 big cities, particularly for the younger generation, people, many of whom are probably looking at this video today. The reality is young graduates coming out struggling to find accommodation near to where they want to work. So for us it's a big social issue, it's a big challenge, but it's something that all of us in the Land Development Agency have embraced. We've launched over 1,500 cost rental homes at this point in time. These are homes that are 25% below the market as a minimum. Getting a chance to do something like this is hugely rewarding and hugely beneficial. As our careers evolve, it's great to get a chance to do something like this that is really going to impact on society. To get a recognition of this nature from an institute like ATU, which I would hold in high esteem, which played a significant part in developing me both as a person but also enhancing my career, I'm humbled and extremely grateful to receive it. So for anybody who is graduating today, the working environment has changed dramatically. My own career typifies that. And the idea of a career for life is not necessarily the case. Clearly I started as a graduate in business studies. I'm now working in property. You embrace the idea of a portfolio career. There's a great achievement in getting your qualification, but it's the start of a longer, bigger journey. Enjoy that journey. Because life can be stressful at times. We can all get focused in on smaller things or things that we think are bigger that are happening in the immediate environment on us. When you look back at them, we're blips on the road. And just having that ability to look to the future and maintain resilience in that form is something that I think I would advise any young person coming into the workplace today to embrace.
Congratulations and on receiving your ATU Alumni Award in Business.
Margaret Thorne. Irim Dr. Orla ní Line, an Uachtarán Craig an Curlesh an O'Cade Shaw. I ask Dr. Orla Flynn, our President, to make the closing address.
Díomh ghuinniúisle agus cuireann fáilte críúil roimh go léir Tróna. Cogardas lenar géimethe ar fad, agus na gúntaach an lá atá ghuinniuh. I want to extend a very warm welcome to everyone with us today, those of you in the room, here in person, and those of you joining us online. I want to welcome especially our new graduates, your families, your friends. Welcome also to ATU colleagues and guests from right across the university, and a special welcome for our 3 returning alumni and their families as well. The main purpose of our graduation ceremony here today is to publicly recognise and celebrate your achievements. And on behalf of us all in ATU, I want to congratulate you on completing your course of study with us. Today is one of our really great days, and we have many. And this is the third of our 3. It's the last of our spring graduations, with some 450 graduates have received awards this week, earlier in Donegal, in Sligo and Galway. And this is really wonderful to see, and I know that we will go from strength to strength in the years ahead. In ATU, we recently celebrated our 3rd birthday as a technological university, and those 3 years have really flown by. And it's really nice to reflect on what we've achieved together as a community of learners, staff, and graduates. From the outset, we aimed to become a technological university of scale, quality, and impact. We wanted to harness our collective strengths, both to support your learning, but also to collaborate with regional, national, and international partners. And I believe we continue to make great strides in endeavouring to achieve these aims. During the last year, we published our strategic plan with our stated values of inclusion, innovation, collaboration, respect, ambition, and trust. And our ethos of inclusion and indeed diversity contribute to meaningful outreach and community initiatives and remains a strong central value of our organisation. Our focus on research, innovation, entrepreneurship and community engagement is already having a direct impact on the region, and our TU Rise funded PhD scholarship programme, funded through the European Regional Development Fund, has seen 60 new PhD candidates enrolled in ATU at the start of this past academic year. The vast majority of those students will do a placement or project in or with industry and business. But our best impact will always be through you, our wonderful new graduates. And we've seen examples through our special award winners today of the kind of impact that I know that you can and will make. Through your talents and hard work, you will be the change that we need to see, not just across our region, but far beyond. We are so proud of your achievements, and we're confident that you've the knowledge, skills, and competencies to achieve your career goals. And as you fly high, and I know that Graham mentioned this earlier on, do stay in touch with us. Our alumni network is a large worldwide community now, and we really look forward to continuing to support you through lifelong learning and continuous professional development opportunities. So to conclude today, I want to thank everyone who assisted in any way with today's ceremony, our musicians, our academic colleagues, and our many professional support staff, all of whom have worked hard to support you not just today, but throughout your time with us. Cogarda Sarish, agus tá súlagam go minic sibh sultas an lá agus an níthe, gur míle mágaibh.
We very much hope that you enjoyed the ceremony today and get a chance to celebrate with your family and friends and enjoy some Galway hospitality. More importantly, we would hope you enjoy some hospitality with us straight through to the foyer, and we will be joining you there after the ceremony. Could I ask the PhD and the MRes students to stay in the room for photography with their supervisors, please? Respected guests, fellow academics, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the graduates of the Technological University. Could I ask you to join us in standing while the party leave the stage? Thank you very much all.